In the dark underbelly of society, a hitman is often referred to as a mechanic, a chilling testament to their cold, calculated efficiency. These individuals are the unseen gears that keep the machine of organized crime running smoothly. Their work, punctuated by ruthless precision and an eerie detachment from the value of human life, has earned them a place among the most feared figures in the underworld. Hitmen, in their macabre profession, have become the stuff of legend, their names whispered in hushed tones. They are the ghosts in the shadows, the monsters under the bed of society. Their stories, steeped in violence and treachery, are a stark reminder of the depths humans can plunge into when lured by power and money. As we delve into this grim narrative, we'll be counting down the top 5 most notorious hitmen in history, each more chilling than the last. Prepare to descend into a world of shadows and blood. This is the top 5 most notorious hitmen in history. At number 5, we find Richard Kuklinski, also known as the Iceman. Born in Jersey City, New Jersey in the early 1930s, Kuklinski's life was marred by violence from the get-go. His father was brutally abusive, and his mother, a devout Catholic, would often beat him with a broomstick. This brutal upbringing would later reflect in Kuklinski's own life choices. Kuklinski's criminal career began with petty crimes like theft and burglary, but it wasn't long before he graduated to more serious offenses. He was known for his association with the notorious Gambino crime family, one of the 5 families that dominated organized crime activities in New York City. In the underworld, Kuklinski was known for his brutal methods. He was a hitman who killed without remorse, often using cyanide to poison his victims. He got his nickname, the Iceman, not just for his cold-blooded nature, but also for his cunning. To throw off the police, Kuklinski would freeze his victims' bodies to obscure the time of death. This chilling trick gave the investigators a run for their money, and Kuklinski a grim satisfaction. When it comes to the body count, estimates vary wildly. Some say he killed more than 100 people, while others peg the number closer to 200. What's certain is that Kuklinski was a man of violence, a man who killed without hesitation or regret. His life was a testament to the dark side of human nature, a side that most of us can scarcely imagine. In the end, Kuklinski was caught and sentenced to life imprisonment. He died in jail in 2006. But even behind bars, he continued to instill fear, his icy stare enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Kuklinski's icy demeanor and ruthless efficiency earned him a chilling place in criminal history. The 4th spot is held by Alexander Solonik, a hitman so deadly he was known as the Beast. Emerging from the shadowy underworld of Russia, Solonik was an unparalleled figure of dread. His name was whispered with trepidation in the dark corners of the Russian mafia. A former policeman turned hitman, Solonik's story is one of power, violence, and a chilling ability to evade capture. Solonik's career as a hitman began following his dismissal from the police force. With a talent for violence and a knack for staying out of handcuffs, Solonik quickly became the go-to guy for the Russian mafia's dirty work. His hits were clean, efficient, and above all, undetectable. But it wasn't just his skill that earned him the nickname the Beast. It was his seemingly insatiable appetite for violence. Solonik's reputation only grew after his remarkable escape from a high-security prison. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill jailbreak. Solonik escaped from one of Russia's most fortified prisons, a feat thought impossible by many. But for Solonik, it was just another day at the office. His escape only added to his legend, enhancing his status within the criminal underworld. However, even a beast can't escape the inevitability of death. Solonik met his end in Greece, a world away from the cold streets of Russia where he'd made his name. His body was discovered in a shallow grave, a grim reminder of the dangerous life he'd led. But the Beast wasn't taken down by a rival gang or a vengeful victim. No, Solonik's death came at the hands of his own comrades, a testament to the paranoia and distrust rampant in the world of organized crime. With his fearsome reputation and deadly skills, Solonik was a beast in the truest sense. He was a man who lived by the gun and ultimately died by it. His story serves as a chilling reminder of the brutal world of organized crime, where even the most formidable figures are not immune to betrayal and death. In the 3rd position, we have Giuseppe Greco, a man so lethal he was a one-man army. That's right, folks, we're delving deep into the heart of Sicily, the birthplace of the mafia. Giuseppe Greco was not just a member of this notorious criminal organization, he was a key player, an instrument of death who held a pivotal role in the Second Mafia War. Born into a mafia family, Greco was destined for a life of crime, but he didn't just follow in his family's footsteps, he carved his own path, a path stained with blood and marked by terror. His involvement in the Second Mafia War, a brutal period of infighting that rocked the Sicilian Mafia in the 80s, was nothing short of chilling. Greco was a hitman, yes, but he wasn't just any hitman. He was a maestro of murder, a virtuoso of violence. His methods were brutal, his efficiency deadly. He was known for his use of the lupara, a sawed-off shotgun that is as much a symbol of the Sicilian Mafia as the omerta, the code of silence. With this weapon, Greco turned murder into an art form, a horrifying spectacle of power and control. His victims were many, his mercy non-existent. He was rumored to have personally killed over 100 people during the Second Mafia War, a shocking testament to his lethal abilities. But it wasn't just the number of his victims that instilled fear, it was the brutal way he dispatched them. Greco didn't just kill, he annihilated, leaving a trail of carnage in his wake. But what truly set Greco apart was his ability to evade capture. Despite being one of the most wanted men in Italy, he managed to slip through the fingers of the law time and time again, a testament to his cunning and strategic genius. He was a ghost, a phantom, a one-man army that struck terror into the hearts of his enemies. Greco's deadly efficiency and ruthless nature make him one of the most feared hitmen in history. His legacy is a chilling reminder of the dark underbelly of organized crime, a world where life is cheap and death is just a part of doing business. Our second most notorious hitman is Charles Harrelson, a man as slippery as a serpent. Charles Harrelson, born in Texas in July of 1928, was no ordinary man. He was a professional gambler, a contract killer, and yes, the father of the acclaimed actor Woody Harrelson. Charles Harrelson was a man who lived his life on the edge, and his criminal career was as dramatic as any Hollywood movie. In the late 50s and early 60s, Harrelson was convicted of several murders. One of these included the killing of Alan Berg, a carpet salesman who was shot dead in broad daylight. Harrelson was caught and convicted, but his silver-tongued charm and cunning managed to get his sentence reduced on appeal. Harrelson's most infamous crime, however, was the alleged involvement in the assassination of John H. Wood, Jr., a federal judge in San Antonio. Wood, known as Maximum John for his tough sentencing, was shot dead outside his home in 1979. Harrelson was convicted for this high-profile murder, and it was this crime that truly marked him as one of the most dangerous hitmen in American history. In spite of his dark past, Harrelson was able to maintain a relationship with his son Woody, who has often spoken about his complicated feelings towards his father. Woody even tried to appeal for a new trial for his father in the late 90s, but to no avail. In the end, Charles Harrelson's life was a deadly mix of brutality and charm, of high-stakes gambling and cold-blooded murder. He was a man who could be as charming as he was dangerous, as complex as he was straightforward. His deadly exploits, his ability to evade capture, and his involvement in some of the most high-profile assassinations of his time all contributed to his notoriety. Harrelson's cunning and cold-blooded nature earned him a fearsome reputation in the criminal underworld. And at number 1, we have Thomas Patera, a man who was truly death's messenger. Patera, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone knowledgeable about the underworld. This man was not just a hitman, he was a killing machine, a silent storm that left destruction in its wake. Patera was a key player in the notorious Bonanno crime family, one of the 5 families that dominated organized crime activities in New York City. But what set Patera apart was his unique background. He was a martial arts expert, mastering the discipline long before he ventured into the world of crime. This gave him an edge, a deadly precision that made him a feared figure. His methods were brutal, to say the least. He didn't just kill, he instilled terror, leaving a trail of violence that spoke volumes of his ruthlessness. His victims didn't just die, they were obliterated, their existence wiped off the face of the earth. Patera's deadly skills and ruthless nature earned him the top spot on our list of the most notorious hitmen. There you have it, a chilling journey into the world of the most notorious hitmen in history. From the icy menace of Richard Kuklinski to the deadly precision of Alexander Solonik, the ruthless efficiency of Giuseppe Greco, the cold-blooded nature of Charles Harrelson, and the Grim Reaper himself, Thomas Patera. These are not mere characters from a Hollywood thriller, but real individuals who committed unspeakable acts, reminding us of the chilling depths humanity can plunge into. This exploration into the dark corners of crime history is not meant to glorify the actions of these men, but to shed light on the grim reality and consequences of such violent lives. As we conclude this journey, we hope it serves as a stark reminder of the importance of justice, peace, and safety in our world. If you've enjoyed this dark descent, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe out there.